Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we would be checking about sensors. Okay, similar to Python operator or the shell operator, like we have multiple operators, right? So if you see here, to do a glue job, we have glue job operator, and to trigger a lambda function, we have invoke lambda function operator. To copy something from S3 and one folder to another folder, we have S3 copy object operator. There are multiple operators for the task to do a job. Okay, similarly, we have this thing called sensors. Okay, if you see, I am using S3 key sensor here. So what I am doing is, here I am just checking a specific file has been arrived or not. That's the purpose of the sensor. Sensors will check whether the specific object in the object store or a file in the file system has arrived or not. That's it. That's the major purpose of the sensors. And if you see what are the arguments, it is taking the task ID, the bucket name, the key, which is nothing but the folder, and the specific file after the bucket. Okay, now these are the three arguments. Okay, if you see here, poke interval, timeout, and the mode, these two, let's check for the first two first. Poke interval means it checks for every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds it checks whether the file is arrived or not, like that. It will be checking for 10 seconds and up to 300 seconds. After 300 seconds, if the file has not arrived, this particular task gets failed. Okay, and similarly, if you see here, it checks for every 40 seconds, and after 300 seconds this particular task gets failed. So that's the difference between the poke interval and the timeout. Okay, and the next thing is mode. Okay, the poke and reschedule, these are the two modes we have in the sensors. If you see, in the poke mode, it holds the worker slots while checking. So for this 300 seconds, there will be some space occupied by this sensor in the worker slot for 300 seconds, because it is checking whether the file has arrived or not. If the file has arrived, then this task gets completed and that worker slot memory will be released. But in the reschedule mode, if you see, releases worker slot between checks. So it pokes up first, and again after 40 seconds it checks, right? So between the first poke and the second poke, there is 40 seconds gap. So in this 40 seconds gap, it does not take the memory or the space in the worker slot. That's the difference between the poke and the reschedule mode. Poke will take the memory till this particular task is being successful, or this particular task gets timed out. Okay, but in the reschedule mode, it won't hold any memory in the worker slot. That's it. And the next thing is just a Python operator, and we are just calling the Python methods, and we are just passing some arguments. That's it. Here if you see, we are just passing the poke. Okay, task type equal to poke, and we want to pass some arguments, so we are just passing the arguments using the op coargs. Okay, and these arguments will be read in the process file method. In this method, we are just passing those printing those arguments here. That's it. And just we are just triggering both parallelly. After this particular poke sensor, this one, after reschedule sensor, this one. That's it. So now let's go to Airflow and just trigger those. So now if I go to Airflow, let me go to DAX, and now this is the sensor, and now if I trigger, see, it will be checking for the files. Okay, it gets into running mode. Now if you see here, what is the path? Bucket 1 data files, it is checking for data poke.csv. okay, see, they both came to the running state, and it will be keep on running. So now let's go to S3 and upload that. Okay, we have to go to data files. Okay, this is the data files, we don't have those, so let me just upload those files. Okay, the CSV files. That's it. Now let me drag and drop here. Now immediately once I click on upload here, and if I come to Airflow here, those gets completed. If you see, the first thing has completed, and similarly this has processed, and this will also get completed because we have uploaded this file as well. Oh sorry, we have uploaded only one file, so data poke got successful and the other is not successful. And once we upload the next one, this also gets successful. Only one got dragged. So now let me drop it here, and now let me click on upload. That's it. Now if I go to Airflow, that also gets successful. It was waiting. Okay, this thing is up for reschedule, this color, right? Because this is a reschedule mode. So it will read, if you have observed, it has the light green color. This has this particular color. Okay, why it has the light green color? Because it will be always running. So there will be some worker slot being always used for this poke mode. Okay, when you use the poke mode, but if you use the reschedule mode, it will reschedule after a specific interval. So now it has again started. So it has rescheduled again after 40 seconds. So till 40 seconds it was not running. So that's the difference. We have seen very clearly how the poke and reschedule both have worked. Okay. So if you see, the poke was always running, reschedule was started again after 40 seconds. That's it. So that's it, guys. So this is the difference between poke and reschedule in the sensors. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.